Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of BloomBox where we dive deep into ideas, innovation, startup and business. Today it's a very special podcast because we are going to discuss about an upcoming event called BizShasn.
The Startup Strategy League.
Yes. So we have a new face on the podcast today.
And we're going to give you a sneak peek into the new event that is coming, which is incredibly different than what we've done in the past. So welcome. To kick things off, let me ask you all, what do you think makes a business truly work? What's the secret sauce?
I think there are 4 pillars to it. One is money, second is marketing, third is the team.
The team itself, yes, definitely.
And then
The innovation you bring to the whole
Yes.
table, the markets you tap, or let's just say the places you go. Apart from that, I would also say there are two more factors, that is timing and adaptability. The adaptability of a startup lets it pivot into a place where it couldn't have been going before. And the timing is absolutely necessary. If Facebook came out in a time where Instagram and everything already existed, so it would have failed. But the Facebook was first to the game, then came Instagram and other platforms. So timing of a startup is as important as the idea of it. So yeah.
Interesting points. What do you think about failures? How important do you think the role of failure is in a startup? And
I think sometimes what founders do is they are too focused on their ideas. They forget to research about the audience and the customers to be specific. तो उसकी वजह से बजट इशू हो जाता है and उसकी वजह से फिर
Yeah, but failures are not necessarily a bad thing. If you look at it, क्या बोलते हैं ना, a lot of startups failed initially. Zomato, Swiggy, they were all क्या बोलते हैं ना, going into a lot more debt than the profit. But they pivoted towards certain things and they gained क्या बोलते हैं ना, more monetary sources. So even though they were failing at times, but they pivoted, they adapted towards a better future, I would say. So failure is a good thing as long as it comes with a story of success.
would you say that failures are important in the journey of building a
Definitely,
startup?
definitely.
And what do you think would be a platform for students to fail, budding entrepreneurs that might not have ideas as of now, but dream to become an entrepreneur?
Yeah, for example, like for what we do here is basically we give the student entrepreneurs or the entrepreneurs of future a platform to test out their ideas, to test out their plans in multiple events, and we let them have a whole journey of things where they learn things, where they fail at it, and they know what to do and what not to do. So in such scenarios, councils like us are much more beneficial to the future entrepreneurs.
Yeah, exactly. We also have a lot of companies which are registered under us. So it's a good
Yeah.
there also.
And we have an event coming up as well. So it is also in regards to the same thing. So where people will learn about their own business ideas, they'll get into marketing, they'll get क्या बोलते हैं ना, crises, they will get into dilemmas, and they'll try to make come out of that whole scenario.
Basically, they'll get to experience all the things that a person, when he or she is building up idea from the scratch to a proper product. So that process is what we're trying to simulate here. And I think it would be a great thing to...
So I'm really curious now. So what's exactly going to happen in BizShasn? What happened before BizShasn? What was the idea? How did you all come up with this?
Yeah,
And
so
what's the vision?
BizShasn was an event which came out of two different event ideas. Someone recommended a startup ideathon, and someone recommended we can convert Shasn, the board game, into an entrepreneurial game. So the whole team realized that these two can be clubbed together to make an excellent event. And there were some ups and downs, there were some planning issues, there were some things to consider. Let it be the credibility of the startups, let it be the credibility of the judges, let it be how to take the pitches, how to give them dilemmas. But BizShasn altogether has come along. It is out, so people can also register for it, and it is definitely an event to look forward to.
So you mentioned dilemmas and pitching. Sounds like a lot is happening. Can you walk us through the entire event for our listeners? What's the flow going to be like?
Yeah, so the first step is going to be the registration, where a team of 4 to 5 members are going to register, and everyone is going to get CXO positions there. So
Yeah, so and these people will क्या बोलते हैं ना make or break the event obviously, and the CEO, CTO, CMO, they'll have to come up with a proper plan. A document is given to them, a template is given to them where they have to write down their ideas, their vision, and explain what their business idea is all about. So once the written document is given, our team on the back end will sieve through all the documents and select the best 15 to 20 teams, and these people will get an opportunity to come to क्या बोलते हैं
Pitch.
come and be the part of the event offline on 8th of February. So during that day, at the first session would be of dilemmas, and where they'll have to answer few dilemmas based on the real world. For example, if you're a founder, or if you are the CEO of Samsung, for example, and recently your phones have all started to combust automatically. So there are two options to take. You either call back all the phones, or you just release a public statement and acknowledge your mistakes and you say you have
Right.
improved. So one would be a good marketing move, one would be an extremely expensive move. So what are you choosing? Are you choosing good marketing, or are you choosing money? Or are you willing to lose money over some क्या बोलते हैं ना, better PR? So that level of dilemmas will be given to people, and they'll have to answer them, and for them they will be given tokens. Now there are 4 tokens. One is capital, innovation, marketing, and team morale. The 4 pillars that Harshita spoke about initially. So these 4 tokens will be assigned based on your answers to the set dilemmas. And once these tokens are acquired, they will be helpful in the future rounds. So let's go to the second round. It would be about customer acquisition.
So are the tokens something that each team is given before, or how does the token system work?
Each team is given tokens initially as well. There are few tokens assigned based on the registration process itself, but more tokens will be assigned based on the dilemmas.
So there are 4 tokens, as Prabhat said: team morale, marketing, innovation, capital.
Correct.
Each team will get 3 of each kind at the beginning of the event. And in the process, जब game चालू हो जाएगा, during the dilemmas, तभी वो vary होगा, and you'll get more or less tokens based on that.
So depending on
based
how
your
you perform.
performance.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it. Hmm.
Yes, and based on the performance, a lot of things are dependent. So the next phase, for example, phase 3 is about customer acquisition. So you use your tokens. If first of all you have to pitch your event idea to the general audience or to the team members present there, they'll vote as to whether they will like to be or not like to be the customer of the said brand or said product. And once all the votes are consolidated, you have the opportunity to buy customers based on the tokens you already have. So as real world has it, customer acquisition cost exists. So the CAC is basically what you are buying from tokens. So
Interesting.
yeah. So it is as good as क्या बोलते हैं ना, buying out customers or marketing it in a such way कि you have bought your customers at this point.
So in short, y'all have represented the performance of the company through dilemmas in the form of tokens.
Yes.
And the tokens will represent how many customers they can get.
Yes, the tokens after all will be computed in other aspects of the game as well, but they are mainly utilized in buying out the customers and making you क्या बोलते हैं ना, get ahead of the competition in one way or the other. For example, in the final round, only 3 to 5 teams will go ahead. So the teams which have the highest number of customers are the ones which will go ahead. So for you to stay ahead in that leaderboard, you need to buy customers. Or the people who have good pitches or the people who have bad pitches but too many tokens will just take over.
So who's going to be the winner as well? कैसे determine?
So winner will be decided on basis of your crisis management, your tokens, and the answers and the pitches you give to the judges. So the final round, the final phase would be where the selected teams who have passed to the customer acquisition round will pitch their ideas in front of proper judges, and the judges will give them a crisis based on which they'll have to answer. The judging criteria for the judges have been set. So based on that total and the tokens you already have, the remaining tokens I would say, combining both of them, you will get your winners. And they will win the prizes of BizShasn.
Wow, that sounds like a really intense yet gamified version of the event. But
Yeah.
what's the takeaway for the participants?
There are a lot of takeaways. For example, there is critical thinking. You get that in dilemmas. You get that in crisis management. There is pitches. There is you get that क्या बोलते हैं, exposure to multiple brains
Right.
when you pitch out your own business idea in front of your own in front of your competitive teams. It gives you an experience of how the real world ad system works.
Fair.
And apart from that, obviously the prize money and the opportunity to come into e-summit.
You know what I think the biggest takeaway of this event for every participant would be? It's something that we spoke about earlier, which is failures.
Yeah.
Because there are going to be a lot of teams that are participating, and unfortunately, everyone can't win. But I think failure is the biggest takeaway that any team can take for this event. And the dilemma round has made this event so worldly that it's actually not just an event, but I feel they'll be really engrossed in it.
Yes.
And maybe if the failure hits, the company might actually boom up later.
Definitely. And if you realize what your क्या बोलते हैं ना, business will face or business might be facing going ahead for the said idea, you have an insight as to how you will deal with it, how the world deals with it. And you have judges to ask questions to, you have judges to take notes from. If you have some doubts, you can always ask them. These people have seen this world. So they will give you good industry insights as to where they went wrong and where they were right. So especially for the people who come into final rounds and the ones who don't, you will have a lot to learn just basis on how your pitches matter in the startup
Correct.
ecosystem.
I think a really good tagline would be BizShasn. Get ready to fail.
Definitely, we would have thought about that before. Yes, so yeah, I look forward to seeing a lot of participants from the people who are watching it and from the ones who are interested, haven't watched this, but definitely come to this event. This is once in a lifetime type of event because I don't know if we will do the second. It is an experiment we are doing, and it is an experiment we are क्या बोलते हैं ना, really happy to do. So it's
If you all still have any questions, feel free to reach out to us through Instagram, YouTube, or
just
WhatsApp.
comment down
and-
below, we will
yeah.
answer it.
And
And if you haven't registered for the event, the link is in the description below. Please register.
Definitely. Come up with your friends. If you don't have a team as such, so there is an option on Unstop where you can join others' team. If you don't have a startup idea, but you have a team, or if you have 2 to 3 people, but you don't have a startup idea, join other people who have an idea. Networking is a very important factor about having a startup. If you build your team based on just your friends alone, it is questionable how far it can go. But if you build a team based on the skill set, based on the hunger for success, a lot can be achieved.
Okay.
so that's it for the BloomBox Show. Stay tuned for more. Please
Subscribe.
And subscribe.
Yeah. And we look forward to seeing you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.